Hello Andy, hi everyone, welcome to Santosham Suresh channel. So Natasha Doshi garu జై సింహ మూవీ ద్వారా ఆవిడ చెరిగిపోని స్టాంప్ అయితే మనందరి హార్ట్స్లో మైండ్స్లో అలా వేసేసారు. సో నటాషా దోషి గారు చాలా ఇయర్స్ అంటే జై సింహ మూవీ తర్వాత కొన్ని ఇయర్స్ గ్యాప్ తీసుకొని ఇప్పుడు మళ్ళీ ఈ Feb 4th కోతల రాయుడు మూవీ ద్వారా మనందరి ముందుకు రాబోతున్నారు. అండ్ yes, we have నటాషా దోషి గారు with us. Let's talk to her. హలో అండి, హాయ్.
హాయ్, హౌ ఆర్ యూ?
ఐఎమ్ గ్రేట్. మీరు ఎలా ఉన్నారు? అసలు ఇన్ని ఇయర్స్ తర్వాత మళ్ళీ టాలీవుడ్ ఏమైంది ఆఫ్టర్ జయసింహ మూవీ? చాలా అడిగేస్తున్నాను నేను.
ఐఎమ్ వెరీ హ్యాపీ టు బీ బ్యాక్ అండ్ ఐ రియలీ హోప్ దట్ ద సేమ్ లవ్ దట్ ఐ గాట్ డ్యూరింగ్ జయసింహ ఇస్ వాట్ ఐ గెట్ డ్యూరింగ్ కోతల రాయుడు ఆల్సో. సో ఐఎమ్ హోపింగ్ ఫర్ దాట్.
ఏంటండి గ్యాప్ కొంచెం దాదాపు చాలా ఇయర్స్ అవుతున్నట్టుంది కదా. ఎన్ని ఇయర్స్ ఆఫ్టర్ జయసింహ?
నో, ఐ డిడ్ అ స్పెషల్ సాంగ్ విత్ కళ్యాణ్ రామ్. Like soon after, like 1 year I think after Jai Simha, and then I think the pandemic kind of made work a little difficult, but yeah.
So Kothala Rayudu movie experience ఎలా ఉండింది overall గా?
The experience was very nice overall. I got to portray a village girl's role, which for me was a little challenging because I am a city girl from Bombay. So to be able to do that and to do it well was a challenge for me, to portray the role of a Telugu Ammai. So I'm glad I got that chance to do that because I thought it was very different from the kind of characters that I was getting at that time. So I liked the story. It's a simple, cute story which the audience will enjoy, and it's a light-hearted film, a feel-good film, you know. Like people will be happy after watching it.
బట్ మీ డెబ్యూ మూవీ జయసింహ మూవీ గురించి మాట్లాడుకుంటే టాలీవుడ్లో అందులోనే అంటే స్టార్టింగ్ మూవీయే బాలకృష్ణ గారితో, అందులోనూ నాకు తెలిసి డబల్ యాక్షన్ మీది నాకు గుర్తున్నంత వరకు జయసింహ మూవీలో. సో అంటే చాలా రేర్గా ఇలాంటి ఆపర్చునిటీస్ వస్తూ ఉంటాయి ఒక హీరోయిన్కి. సో ఈ మూవీ ద్వారా జయసింహ మూవీ ద్వారా మీకు అన్ని ఒక 2-3 ఆపర్చునిటీస్ ఇలాంటివి వచ్చేసాయి. సో ఆ టైంలో ఎలా అనిపించింది మీకు? అంటే డెబ్యూ మూవీయే ఇలా బాలకృష్ణ గారితో, అందులోనూ మీరు డబల్ యాక్షన్. మామూలుగా హీరోస్ డబల్ యాక్షన్ చేస్తారు, బట్ హీరోయిన్
I got to do that. That's actually one of the reasons why I really liked my character in Jai Simha, to getting to do a little bit of many things. You get to portray your versatility, you know, which when you're a fresher, when you're a new actor, you want people to appreciate that, okay, I can mold into any character, which is what I got to do, and that's what I'm trying to do even with this film, you know. I want people to see that I can be a village girl, but I can also be like a bold girl, so a little bit of everything, just to show that I'm versatile.
ఓకే. సో ఆ టైంలో మిమ్మల్ని అంటే మీరు షూట్కి వెళ్ళబోయే ముందు ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఓకే అయిన తర్వాత బాలకృష్ణ గారితో కేర్ఫుల్గా ఉండాలి, జాగ్రత్తగా ఉండాలి ఇలా అని ఏమన్నా మిమ్మల్ని చెప్పి భయపెట్టారా?
Actually, not many people told me all this, but when I started shooting for the film, like at that time people had started telling me this, and I was like, why is everyone saying this to me? Because Bala sir was so warm and such a like fun person to be around. So for me, I would be like, why are they saying this? Because he's so nice.
Yeah.
And so it was very like contradictory for me, because to me Bala sir was this man full of energy, always learning, always imparting wisdom, always just spreading energy wherever he goes, in every room that he walks into. So I was never scared of working with him, which I know a lot of people are, but for me the experience was really good.
Okay. If you can share one best memorable moment with Balakrishna garu, what would it be?
Yeah, I do remember. So I remember this was on a 100-day function of Jai Simha, and we were on stage, and I was just so emotional because I couldn't believe in today's time for a film to run for 100 days is a very, very
True,
big deal.
Yeah.
So for me, as a first film in Telugu being run for 100 days was a very big deal to me. And I looked to Balas and I was like, I can't believe, this is happening. I don't think this will ever happen again, because people just want to quickly like watch something else, and things are forgotten so easily.
Yeah, only for 1 week.
Yeah, it's just like 1 week. If a film is doing well, 2 weeks, you know. So he was like, Tasha, why are you worrying? You and I, our combination, we'll do many more films.
Oh.
So when he said that to me, I was just like, that is so sweet for him to say. He's like, you'll get films which will run for 100 days. Okay. So that was a very special moment, yeah.
Were you ever amazed with the energy?
No, because I was seeing his energy every day on set, you know. So for me, I was just like, wow, he's like full of life. And in fact, that energy is so contagious. Like everybody ends up feeling like pumped up, and excited, and eager to work.
సో ఎప్పుడైనా సెట్లో ఎవరి మీద కోప్పడడం అరవటం అలాంటివి చేశారా బాలకృష్ణ గారు?
Yeah, yes, and like there were instances when he has, but I think everyone gets angry at some point and everyone gets irritated at some point, and he's also human, so he's also allowed to have a reaction, right?
ఓకే. సో అలాంటివి చూసి ఏం అంటే అప్పుడు ఏమన్నా కొంచెం భయం
No,
లాంటిది
because it wasn't with respect to me. So for I mean, if he was getting angry at me, it would be a different thing, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't. I don't know why people say Bala sir. People are scared of Bala sir. People say he scolds. If you're actually nice around him, he's not going to say anything to you.
ఓకే. అఖండ చూసారా అయితే?
Actually, I haven't watched it because it just came out on OTT and I've been a little busy right now. But I'm going to watch it because it had like I wasn't in Hyderabad when it released.
సో రీసెంట్గా నటాషా గారు చూసిన మూవీస్ ఏది తెలుగులో?
Recently, I watched Pushpa. Very nice. Yeah.
తగ్గేదేలే.
Very nicely done. Everything. It's just like the whole thing. It's done very, very nicely done. You know, the whole film.
బాగా అంటే మీకు బాగా నచ్చిన విషయం ఏంటి పుష్ప మూవీలో?
Obviously, Rashmika's character.
రష్మిక గారి క్యారెక్టర్.
Yeah,
ఓకే,
yeah.
ఫైన్.
I think it's a good thing when you get to explore different characters. You know, when you get to show that. That's when you get to prove your craft as an actor. So
నటాషా గారికి కూడా డీ గ్లామర్ రోల్స్ అంటే బాగా ఇంట్రెస్ట్?
100%.
ఓకే, అలాంటి ఆపర్చునిటీ దొరికితే బాగుంటుంది.
You know, there was a director who did not take me for a film because he was very keen on taking me, but then he didn't take me because he thought I was very pretty for the film, and I think I felt really bad about it because I was
For being pretty
because I was not taken for the role. It was a Tamil film, but you know, everything was almost finalized, and he like I had auditioned at, like we had different levels of auditions which I'd gone through, and I was really invested in the project, and it was a very different project also. It was a de-glamorous role, so I was very excited to do it, but unfortunately they thought I was too pretty for the character.
అందంగా ఉండడం కూడా ఇంత ప్రాబ్లం అయిపోయింది. Was it a star hero movie?
Actually, it was a female centric film, but the filmmakers were very big in Tamil Nadu, in Chennai.
సో అంటే తర్వాత ఎప్పుడైనా ఈ లుక్ టెస్ట్లు అవి డీ గ్లామర్ పరంగా ఎప్పుడైనా అలాంటి ఫోటోషూట్స్ చేయించుకోవాలి అని ఎప్పుడైనా అలా అనుకున్నారా?
Yeah, I'm always up for it, and I think it's very good when people actually ask you to audition and then you get chosen after doing an audition. The joy of that is very different because you've earned it, right?
సరే, జైసింహ మూవీ తర్వాత లైక్ నటాషా దోషి ఇస్ లైక్ వెరీ ప్రామిసింగ్ యాక్టర్. నేను ఇందాక చెప్పినట్టు మీకు ఆ స్కోప్ దొరికింది, డిఫరెంట్ క్యారెక్టర్స్ ఫస్ట్ మూవీలోనే పర్ఫామ్ చేయడానికి. యూ మేడ్ అ వెరీ స్ట్రాంగ్ ఇంప్రెషన్ ఇన్ టాలీవుడ్. బట్ దాని తర్వాత ఎవరైనా దే ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ లైక్ ఇంకా ఇమ్మీడియట్లీ బ్యాక్ టు బ్యాక్ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ చేస్తారు, చూడొచ్చు అని ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేశారు.
So actually one problem, this is a problem that I've encountered in the Telugu industry, and I don't know why it's not spoken about so much. A lot of younger heroes don't want to work with me because I worked with a senior hero, and I think that it's very wrong to ever put anybody in a category because you should be given work based on your talent, not based on who you worked with. And I think like every project I've done it because I've liked the story, I've liked the team, I've liked, you know, the people I'm working with, and if not for my first film I wouldn't be here. So I am very grateful, and for me that's like the luckiest thing for me to have gotten that opportunity to work with Bala sir. But there are people who think that no, she's worked with a senior hero, and it's sad, but people don't talk about it, and I'm just, you know, addressing this because I get asked this very often, that why was there such a long gap.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I actually want to be very honest about that, and people should know that this happens.
బట్ అంటే ఇట్స్ లైక్ ఇఫ్ యూ యాక్ట్ యంగ్ హీరోస్ పక్కన యాక్ట్ చేస్తే then you can act in the senior heroes, but not like if you act in the senior hero movies you can't.
I don't know why people get put into categories. I feel as an actor, if you suit the character, if you have the talent for it, you should be given the role. There should be no other criterias, you know.
True,
that's how it should be. But sadly it's not. But I mean things are changing. I wouldn't say that it isn't changing. Things are changing, but still I think people need to be a little bit more accepting of the fact that, you know, you should see if the performer is a good performer, and that's the basis on which you should decide whether you should cast the person, not based on who they've worked with.
బట్ ఆ టైంలో ఏమన్నా ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ వచ్చి ఐ మీన్ ఆఫ్టర్ జయసింహ అంటున్నాను నేను, దాని తర్వాత ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ మీ వరకు వచ్చి ఈ రీజన్ తోటి వెనక్కి
A few of them which were a little bit more known were because of this being one of the reasons. And a few other projects, I'm also a little picky and choosy about the kind of work I do because also I worked with Bala sir, so and it was a big film. C. Kalyan sir was my producer, so given all of that, even everyone had told me like, you know, you have to do a project which is something different. So given all of that, even I was a little like, okay, I'll take my time, but I'll do a good film.
బట్ ఎక్కడైనా నటాషా గారికి ఆఫ్టర్ దిస్ సినారియో అంటే వెన్ యూ కేమ్ టు నో దాట్ సీనియర్ హీరో పక్కన యాక్ట్ చేసినందుకు ఐఎమ్ అనేబుల్ టు యాక్ట్ విత్ ఎగ్గ హీరో మూవీస్ అని ఇలా తెలిసినప్పుడు డిడ్ యూ లోపల ఎక్కడైనా ఫీలింగ్ అనిపించిందా మీకు?
You feel bad about it, and it's just like one of those things where like it's just not fair, but it exists, and you just have to take it with a pinch of salt. And at the end of the day, I think like if you're a good actor, you'll get work, you know, and it'll happen whenever there is a certain time, but it will happen.
I think మలయాళంలో
I've done a few
quite
projects in
number of
Malayalam.
movies.
Yeah.
సో అవ్వదండి మలయాళం ఇండస్ట్రీ ఎలా ఉండింది మీకు?
So I mean, the major difference between the Malayalam film industry and the Telugu film industry is that Telugu is a little bit more commercial than the Malayalam film industry. But other than that, it's the same, I would say. As an actor, your job is the same. You go to set, you shoot, you go back.
కమింగ్ టు కోతల రాయుడు మూవీ, సో ఇందులో మళ్ళీ ఒక విలేజ్ గర్ల్ క్యారెక్టర్ ప్లే చేస్తున్నారు అయితే.
Yeah.
కొంచెం క్యారెక్టరైజేషన్ గురించి ఇంకొంచెం ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయాలి అంటే ఏంటి, అమాయకత్వమా లేకపోతే యూనో దట్ గడుస్తనమా, అల్లరి హుషారు క్యారెక్టర్ ఎలా ఉంటుంది?
No, so her character is not a Hoshiar character as such, but she's like a simple girl who's like Telugu Ammai from a village, enjoying the little things of life, lost in her own little world, dreamer, believer of love, simple girl who doesn't who's a little bit very like fragile, like an emotional as such, but also very homely. Yeah.
శ్రీకాంత్ గారితో వర్కింగ్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్?
With working with Srikanth sir was a lot of fun and very like comfortable because he's a very warm person. Yeah. And he's very reserved.
ఎక్కువ మాట్లాడు.
He'll speak only limited things, but whatever he speaks, it will be worth a lot of value. Yeah.
సో నటాషా గారు కెరీర్ యూనో ఇక్కడి వరకు ట్రావెల్ అయిన పరంగా కెరీర్ చూసుకుంటే వాట్ వర్ దోస్ స్ట్రగుల్స్ దట్ యు హ్యావ్ ఓవర్కమ్ టు రీచ్ ద పొజిషన్ వే యు ఆర్ నౌ?
I don't think I've reached a position where I can say I've overcome my struggles.
No, like of course you have made at least like what you say, something is better than nothing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I feel like I can answer this a little better when I feel like I have done something that I can actually comment on a little bit more. That I feel like okay, now I can say I've overcome all my struggles and I've made a mark for myself.
So, నటాషా గారికి ఎక్కడైనా ఇప్పుడు ప్రజెంట్ ఉన్న పొజిషన్ పరంగా ఓకే ఫైన్ లైక్ సెల్ఫ్ సాటిస్ఫాక్షన్ అంటారు కదా, అలా ఉందా? లేకపోతే నో ఫర్ మై టాలెంట్ ఆర్ మై బ్యూటీ ఐ డిజర్వ్ మోర్ అని అనిపిస్తూ ఉంటుందా?
Yeah, I definitely feel that way. Because I am a trained classical dancer. I've also been trained in acting. And acting is not something that has happened accidentally for me. I have worked for it. I was a child artist and I used to, every day of my life, I think I was working towards this goal. So, right now, I do definitely, I have my days, I feel like, okay, maybe I think I could have done that role better. But that's also a little bit of me being competitive. So, I think that is there and there is that struggle. But I am very happy with the work I have done. And whoever I've worked with have always been very happy with my work. Whenever I perform also at any event or anything, people are always like, how are you not getting more work? So for me, when I hear that itself is a joy of its own because, people can see it. So I know I'm a good actor and I know I'm a talented person and I think as long as I know that, it's fine. Yeah. Time will show the world that.
చాలామంది అలా ఆపర్చునిటీ వచ్చేసింది, డాక్టర్ అవుదామని యాక్టర్ అయ్యాము, ఇట్ జస్ట్ హ్యాపెండ్ యాక్సిడెంటలీ అని అంటూ ఉంటారు. బట్ it wasn't like that for you.
No, it wasn't.
You were a child actor.
Yeah, It wasn't an accidental choice for me at all. Like it was a very I was always very certain that this is what I want to do, and I worked for it.
It's your passion and
It's my passion. I mean, growing up for me, it was my hobby, which I would do, when I would get free time. And then it's kind of hobby turned into profession now.
And you are also a cosmetologist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very interesting thing. మామూలుగా అయితే యాక్ట్రెసెస్ ఎక్కువగా దే టేక్ కేర్ అబౌట్ ద స్కిన్.
I can take care of the actress's skin.
యా సో మీకు మీరే యూ కెన్ సెల్ఫ్ కేర్ తీసుకోవచ్చు.
Yeah, I can.
యూ కెన్ గివ్ టిప్స్ ఆల్సో.
I can.
సో అది మీరు ఇంకా అంటే స్టడీస్ మొత్తం కంప్లీట్ చేయాలి.
I'm done with my education, yeah.
సో ఎప్పుడైనా అట్లీస్ట్ లైక్ ప్యారలల్గా చూసుకుందామని ఎప్పుడైనా అనిపించలేదా మీకు? లైక్ ఓన్లీ యాక్టింగ్ ప్రొఫెషన్ ఉండాలి అని కాకుండా.
I will try to balance the two because I want to act also, but I love working. I love doing cosmetic treatments also on patients. So that's also something I really enjoy. So I think I would continue doing both and balancing it both.
Okay. Yeah.
See, the thing is, I'm the kind of person who can, I will only do something if I can give it my 100%. And as long as I'm able to give my 100% and as long as I believe in myself and I can continue doing that, I will try and balance both because I know I'm giving it my all.
సో మరి నటాషా దోషి గారి స్కిన్ సీక్రెట్స్ ఏంటి? ఆవిడ రొటీన్ ఎలా ఉంటుంది? ఫుడ్ హ్యాబిట్స్ అవి హౌ డు యూ మెయింటైన్?
I have a few very basic things, which is I believe that you should eat home food as much as you can. You don't need to follow diets and stuff. Eat healthy food, but home food, what grows locally to your region. And drink lots of water and make sure you get in at least 20 to 30 minutes of exercise at least 5 times a week. I think these are very basic tips, but the people don't practice this and that's why they struggle. But these basic tips have a lot of value if you just do it religiously. If you're persistent and consistent, you'll get results. So
బీయింగ్ అన్ యాక్ట్రెస్ చాలా ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ మన వరకు వస్తాయి, కొన్ని మనం చేస్తాం, చాలా మనం చెయ్యం డ్యూ టు డిఫరెంట్ సర్కమ్స్టెన్సెస్ ఇట్ డజంట్ వర్క్ అవుట్. సో అలాగా మీరు మిస్ అయిన ప్రాజెక్ట్స్లో ఏవైనా కొన్నిటికి బాధ ఎక్కువగా ఉంటుంది కదా, రే ఇది నేను చేసుంటే బాగుండేది అని చెప్పి?
Honestly, now when I look back, I mean, maybe at that time when I've missed out on a certain project, I would have felt bad. But when I look back, I don't think I have any regrets because I think God has a plan and the universe has a plan for everyone. And I think the projects that are meant for me will happen for me. So you just have to trust that and not hold on to these things because these things will only weigh you down. And instead of focusing on what has already gone, focus on what you can do in the present.
నటాషా గారికి ఏమన్నా రిగ్రెట్స్ లాంటివి ఉన్నాయా లైఫ్లో? లైక్ ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ అ ఛాన్స్ టు గో బ్యాక్ అండ్ కరెక్ట్ వన్ థింగ్ ఇన్ యువర్ లైఫ్, అలాంటిది ఏదైనా, వాట్ వుడ్ ఇట్ బి?
Nothing really. I don't think I've done, like I said, I'm someone who can only do something if I 100% believe in it. So if I've done something with 100% belief in it, even if something doesn't work out, I'm very okay to accept the consequence because it was my decision and my choice. So there are no regrets when you're very aware of it being your own choice and you're responsible for your happiness then, so there won't be any regrets then.
Okay. So acting paranga, heroines paranga especially, who is your inspiration?
So currently it's Samantha because I think she's doing a fabulous job and she's really breaking so many barriers. I mean, I look at her right now and I feel like she's the next Priyanka Chopra.
So already Pushpa movie చూసాను అన్నారు కాబట్టి ఊంటావా సాంగ్,
such a beautiful song.
సమంత గారు అంటే ఇంకా ఇష్టం కూడా ఉంది కాబట్టి.
Also Family Man, also just the amount of versatility she's been showing in the last few projects that she's done, it's amazing, so you can see that, and if you're able to do that so well, it's commendable.
సో టాలీవుడ్ కాకుండా అయితే హీరోయిన్స్లో ఎవరు ఇంకా ఇన్స్పిరేషన్ అనుకోవాలి నటాషా గారికి?
Priyanka Chopra. 100%, yeah. I think she is a superwoman and she's inspiring people not only in India, all over the world. And she's just been so unstoppable, and every time you think, oh my god, wow, she's done that, she does something even far more groundbreaking than that. So I think she's always going to be my biggest number one inspiration, and I'm always going to be number one fangirl for Priyanka Chopra.
So immediately మీకే కనుక ఒక చాయిస్ ఆప్షన్ ఉంటే, ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు సెలెక్ట్ అండ్ వర్క్ విత్ వన్ టాలీవుడ్ హీరో, ఎవరి పక్కన ఇమ్మీడియట్లీ యాక్ట్ చేయాలి అనుకుంటారు?
ప్రభాస్
ప్రభాస్ గారు. పాన్ ఇండియా.
Not just pan India, I think he's a great actor.
ప్రభాస్ గారిలో మీకు బాగా నచ్చే క్వాలిటీస్ ఏంటి?
I think he's a very good performer. He's very, very talented, and like there's just like a certain aura that you can feel, that even sitting away from a screen, that you can feel like you can actually feel like he's the most powerful man watching Bahubali, And I think if you're able to convince an audience of that, it's proof of how good an actor you are.
యా, అండ్ మీ హైట్ కూడా బాగా మ్యాచ్ అయింది బికాస్ మీరు కూడా హైట్ కాబట్టి. సో ఇక కంటిన్యూస్ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ ఉన్నాయా నెక్స్ట్ ఏమన్నా ఇంకా మీరు సైన్ చేసినవి టాలీవుడ్లో, లేకపోతే ఇంకా ఎట్ టు కమ్ అనుకోవాలా కోతల రాయుడు తర్వాత?
No, so I'm in the middle of confirming a few projects, and the day I reach the first, I'm a little superstitious about this. I feel like when you talk about something, it doesn't happen,
okay.
Also right now because of the pandemic, because there are a lot of delays and unexpected things that happen. So I feel the day I start shooting the film and the day I complete it, I'll be like, okay, this is the project I've done.
Thank you so much, Natasha Doshi garu.
Thank you for having me.